never really been anywhere.
People are alive there, not like here. I'm going back the first chance I get.
Frank Wheeler, I think you're the most interesting person I've ever met.
Frank and April Wheeler are a normal suburban couple in the 1950s that are desperately trying to hold on to their individualism, trying to fulfill their sort of youthful dreams of leading an interesting life.
What do you think?
I guess I kind of like it. And inevitably fail to do so within the process.
Won't you miss the city?
Nothing's permanent, right?
Right.
Love me, love me, love me, say you do.
I think Frank is an entirely unheroic character, which I felt very excited about playing, frankly. I think that if there's any hero in the movie, it is Kate Winslet's character, April, because she's the one that's willing to sacrifice everything for a more interesting life.
Look at us. We're just like everyone else. We've bought into the same ridiculous delusion.
Let me fly
This idea that you have to settle down, to resign from life.
with you.
I want to feel things, really feel them. And I'm happy sort of conforming and being a product of my environment.
A man only gets a couple of chances in life. It won't be long before he's sitting around wondering how he got to be second-rate.
First-rate actors Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet are back on the same screen in Revolutionary Road, based on the bestseller of Life in the late 1950s.
I work 10 hours a day at a job I can't stand.
You don't have to.
But I have the backbone not to run away from my responsibilities.
Who made these rules anyway?
Paris represents this dream that they have of a different future for themselves.
Paris.
What?
You always said it was the only place you'd ever been that you wanted to go back to, the only place that was worth living. So why don't we go there?
You're serious?
Yes. What's stopping us?
Very narcissistic people at the end of the day. They're very self-indulgent in the sense that they feel like they don't have enough and they don't really look at what's right in front of them. And this idea of leading this sort of bohemian existence away from the conformities of 1950s suburbia is what they feel will make them happy.
Just because you got me safely in this little trap, you think you can bully me into feeling whatever you want me to feel? In a trap! Yeah, in a trap!
Ultimately, I feel they're doomed for failure anyway because they have the wrong intent from the start. So, to me, Paris represents this amorphous dream that could or could not be a reality, and most likely isn't.
DiCaprio says it'll be interesting to see who moviegoers root for and relate to in Revolutionary Road.
If you can be happy here, I can make you happy here. We're gonna be okay. Depends on the person. I mean, it's very much as much as it is about two people, it's also about the environment of the American housewife at that period of time, and it depends on, I suppose, the generation, if they understand how, a lot of women at that time period were forced into these roles of staying at home and cooking for the family and being a jolly, sort of Stepford wife, and how that drove a lot of women to prescription medication at the time.
I thought you turned the job down.
Not yet. It's just an option, that's all. But at the other hand, Frank is a character that in the beginning of the film cheats on his wife with his secretary, the most typical thing you could do at that time. And ultimately, towards the end of the film is desperately trying to salvage their relationship. So it depends, I think, throughout the course of the movie, the sympathy is sort of shifted from one character to the other.
I hope so. I really hope so.